Back in the garage. The snowcat's kind of parked for the remainder of the season. I have another project up and coming, so I'd like to get going on a couple little make work projects. Not necessarily make work, but prep projects for that larger job that I have. And so today what I'd like to do is come up with a little bit of a welding table. I have this piece of 3/8 plate. It's 16 inches by 16 inches. I'd like to build that into a little stand using some 1-inch square tubing. Use those as legs, and so have it so the legs kind of taper out a little bit on each corner so that it has a wider footprint, and basically do a couple little bars as rungs to keep the legs in place. But yeah, I'd like to turn this into a little bit of a small welding table, and then I'd also like to build at the same height basically a metal sawhorse using a piece of some of this square tubing that I have left over from the mini snowcat's track rails. So use that again with a little bit of square 1-inch tubing and build a sawhorse that can work as I guess the opposite end of this welding table, so I can lay some long pieces of material on it and work at a comfortable height. I think about 24 inches will be good. The project I have coming up has a lot of drilling and a lot of different fabricating pieces on long lengths of steel, and so having it at I don't know, 24 inches gives you a little bit of height so that it's not on the ground. You can also still apply some pressure to drill or whatever and get the work done comfortably. So that's the plan for today. Get this welded up into a little table and maybe make that little sawhorse, and we'll see where that gets us. Starting to take shape here. I got the 4 legs all welded in place, and I was trying to mock it up with the magnet and get it all held in place, and it was just too much of a pain, so I just free-handed it, and actually it turned out way better doing it that way. So basically from outside to outside it's 22 inches, from outside to outside it's all 22 inches all the way around. So that worked out really well. The next step is to do some horizontal cross pieces in here to kind of box it in, add some stability to the legs, and then the last thing will be get those horizontals in, welded, get these tubes welded to the plate, and then flip it over on the ground and just adjust each of the legs so that it sits flat. And then the last part will be to weld on. I have some cutouts when I was using a hole saw to drill out some plate steel, so I'm gonna put those 2-inch round cutouts as little feet, just to increase the surface area for the legs so they don't dig in. If I happen to use this outside in the grass or on gravel or something, it just will help prevent it from sinking in too much. But yeah, now I'm gonna snoop around and try and find something to do those horizontal pieces. Okay, so what I did is I just had a couple more pieces of this 1-inch square tubing, so I cut them to the same 10 degrees and I just notched out each end, and right now they're crooked as hell. But what I'm going to do is get them set in, get them parallel to the surface, and get them welded all around, and that will be the supports, the horizontal supports. So get those fitted next. Okie dokie, so here is the final little table. I'm very happy with how this has turned out. It's not too heavy, not too large, not too awkward. I think it's going to be a nice addition to the shop, just because, as you've seen in this video, kneeling on the ground and putting stuff together is a pain in the butt. So this should make things a lot easier. It's a good, comfortable height where if you have something clamped on there, you can still kind of get over it and push down with a drill or whatever. It's not too awkward to get stuff on there. I tried to level the 4 feet as best as I could, but really the floor in the garage here, the contractor that did the concrete work was absolutely terrible. So there is no flat spot anywhere within this garage. So basically I just went with as good as I could get, and you just got to kind of shuffle it around, turn it, and then eventually you'll probably hit 4 points that are all of the same height and it won't wobble or anything like that. So anyway, this is done. I was thinking about doing a little sawhorse next, so let's see what's going to take to do that. Well, that was a pretty easy little build. Having that welding table really makes things easier. You can clamp to it, not kneeling on the ground. Just overall, it's a lot more pleasant building things. So I'm really looking forward to using that in the future. But for now, the pair is complete, and it's yeah, it's a nice set. It looks crooked. Problem is that is angled, so that guy there is straight, so don't worry about that. And as far as the two are concerned, they're both pretty close for within the floor of my garage, within about a 1/16 of an inch, so I'm not gonna fret on that. Like I said, the floor in here is probably out by 1/4 inch, 3/8, maybe even 1/2 inch in some spots, so it's pretty awful. So for working on the floor, it's not great. But anyway, yeah, these two pieces are done, and I am looking forward to being able to use them for future builds. They are going to be very helpful. So thanks for checking out this video, and got a lot more interesting projects coming up. Not snowcat related, but definitely workshop, metal fabrication, and so forth. So we'll see you there.